Start off a little bit of fouling. Like 3 in a row, I think. I got them to the free throw line early. A little bit of offensive rebounds. But the most important thing is how we responded. We were obviously shorthanded a little bit tonight, but our guys continued to fight. Obviously, the second half, we were +9. Went small, tried some different things. 𝗙𝗢𝗟 was really great when we went small, and we kind of had them on their heels. We had an open 3 to cut it to, I believe, 6 late in the game. So a lot of positives from that. Obviously, got to give them credit in the second quarter, but we won 3 out of the 4 quarters. Something we can grow from. Our resiliency is growing. We responded 2 nights in a row in the second half. We obviously want to look at the film and see what we can do better when some of those run so that doesn't happen. But we've responded, and that's what I'm really happy with the group.
You talked about going small with Tristan and him having to shoulder a heavier load than usual. What did you see from him, particularly on the defensive end, and then what led you to go small later?
Tristan gives a great pop at the beginning of the game. I think he had 10 points almost at the first timeout, I believe. Just spaces the court for us, gives us a different look. We just wanted to try something different. We've been working on it a little bit, but we wanted to get our smaller guys in, switch a little bit on the pick and rolls, and then try to spread them out as much as possible and attack the gaps and obviously get some threes up. But that really triggered our third quarter.
Brian, there was a big disadvantage on the glass. I know you were missing some key guys. Was it that simple or something you could have done better?
You know me, I'm never going to say it's because we had guys out. Look, the ball goes up in the air. That's a competitive battle. Sometimes you got to get it. I think we did a little bit better at times when we went on the runs, but you got to give them credit. They all rebounded us.
And what was the difference offensively from the first half to the second?
We were getting in the paint, attacking them. Started with stops. We were getting out in transition, having them a little bit of a disorganized court for them in transition. We were able to explore the paint, and then we spread them out because we had shooting everywhere, and our guys did a good job of really sharing the ball.
Similar to the rebounding, the three-point shot, it got you back into the game and eventually won you the game last night.
Yep.
Tonight, it just seemed like, was it as simple as the shots just were unfortunately not falling when you needed them to?
Sometimes that's the way it goes, and you got to figure out. That's what I was really happy with our group tonight. Sometimes the shots are not going to go in because the process were right. I believe in the first half we had 19 catch-and-shoot threes, which is a big number. That's what we want to play. Sometimes they don't go in, so you got to figure out how to do different things. And the game changes, and I thought we did a great job adjusting to that and figuring out different ways to score and get stops.
And then the third quarter, both Bub and Tre had a really hot third quarter from a scoring standpoint. What did you see that they were able to find advantages, especially just with the sheer size that San Antonio was playing with?
We were able to speed the game up, use what we had, our quickness, our ability to penetrate, and those guys were aggressive. Those guys open shots. We wanted to take them. They're both great shooters, and they obviously gave us a nice push there in the third.
Season low for you all in turnovers.
Yep.
What shifted that you guys were able to take such great care of the ball, but the result on the offensive end just wasn't getting what you wanted?
It was really just the one quarter when it really came down to it. We outscored them. Like I said, the other 3, give them credit. We always got to do that. But I liked our ability to generate offense still when we weren't shooting the ball that well. The process is right. That's what we care about most. That's going to lead to good things for us going forward.
Coach, how do you feel like Tre has gotten better offensively this season?
Well, Tre's a good offensive player. He's just getting used to playing with his teammates. He's just coming. This is only his few games back here, coming off an injury. Just getting his rhythm. We're finding him in the spots where he can make him shots, some actions where he can recognize for him, where he can come off and be aggressive. But this is what this guy does. He can score.
With Tre and Bub, it seems like they have a little bit more of a quick trigger now with the threes. They're getting to them a little bit faster. What are you seeing with their willingness to take that shot and the effectiveness they've had there?
Just want them to be aggressive. That's a big thing that I want all of our guys, especially those two, because they're such good shooters. When you have daylight and it's the right thing coming out of something we recognize, shoot it. We want them to be aggressive because it's going to build good shots for everybody else. And you can see that. That's what happens. Those guys have gravity. People pay attention. That leads to shots from other people. So we want our guys to be aggressive and hunt good shots, and those guys were hunting good shots tonight.
Coach, the last couple of games, I wanted to ask if you have seen a lot of growth with the guys that are just more of like looking at like, oh, it's moving on to the next play? Have you seen a lot of growth in that the last couple games?
I think we've shown really good resiliency here lately. We can even go back to the Atlanta game. We were down 15 in that game, came back, tied it going into the fourth quarter last night. Came back, huge second half. Obviously won the game last night. And even tonight, the games aren't always going to go the way you want. That's just part of it. Our guys are learning how to move on to the next play, do the next right thing, and we're responding to things when they aren't going our way. That shows we're growing as a team. I've really been pleased with that.
Our coach our coach allowed us to just like play with a little bit more freedom. I would say we were exploiting different matchups that we thought were better for us, and he allowed us to, and we were just confident and aggressive in those actions, and they worked out for us in the third quarter. When they asked both of us a question, you were supposed to answer too.
That's what I was waiting till you got that. I just say we just came out more juice, more energy. I feel like we started to play for one another more, just with our body movement, I would say. Not as much standing and watching, just constantly moving. We just created more opportunities for everybody else.
How have the two of you, and this might be a Tre question before a Bub question, but playing off of one another with the way you can both play with the ball in your hand, but as well to facilitate for your teammates, it seems like you're getting more comfortable playing off of Bub and vice versa as well too, Tre.
Yeah, I'd say we're both still figuring it out. Like, he still misses me at times, and he hears about it. But, yeah, I'd just say just keep having trust that he'll find me. And he knows my strengths. I know his strengths. So, really just playing off of that, to be honest.
Yeah, like you said, still obviously room to improve. I got to work on not missing him, I guess, at times. But it's coming along for sure. It's really about what we do in the gym, like on the off time, because I feel like that helps. We learn each other off the court. I mean, like in practices and not in games more than we do in games. And then by that time, couple games, couple years, maybe it'll click.
First one, I'll stay with Bub. What's it like going into the game? What was the approach, knowing that you're down both Alex and Marvin at the center position?
Fight. Don't give up. You know, we was down a lot of bodies, like you said, but who cares? No one's going to feel sorry for us.
And then Tre.
That is true.
Tre, what's it been like just trying to come back off the injury and trying to find your offensive rhythm?
Just really trying to move, not be too much stationary standing. It's hard to find somebody moving. That's been my main thing. Really just trying to make shots off the movement, to be honest.
Bub, it was a tough start to the season for you, but it seems like you've been more aggressive in recent games. Has that been an intentional approach for you to try and, hunt shots, especially those threes?
Nah.
Tre, how do you feel like you've gotten better on offense this season?
I feel like I'm constantly improving, just trying to watch film, especially with our coaches, and then just trying to do what's being asked of me by BK and all the coaches, and then just doing whatever I can to help my teammates.
Do you think you've gotten better at, getting to the rim or just anything in particular on offense?
I think I've gotten better at doing my job, doing my role. I feel like that's been the biggest thing for me, just trying to figure out my role and what the team needs and just be the best I can at that.
And Bub, have you noticed Tre grow from your perspective?
I've seen him, like you said, more and like embrace our offense, I would say, I guess. We all literally, like, almost every single one of us have come from organizations or teams or whatever the case where the offense was us, but now we got a lot of guys that obviously we can run a system now, and I've seen him just really, really improve and lock into what he can do in that system, and he's being very intentional about it.
For both of you guys, I asked Coach Keefe when he was in here if he's noticed that the last few games that you guys have shown more resiliency. Do you guys believe the same thing? And he said yes, by the way. But
What's your name, my guy?
Isaac.
Isaac. Nice to meet you, Isaac.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I mean, yes, I agree with our coach for sure, but I think it's just coming along because like we're just a new team, Like, I don't think we weren't necessarily being resilient in the first 10 games or whatever, but we're just being we're more like just we're playing better together because we're just playing more together. And like I said, it's just gonna come with time.
I feel like earlier in the season, things would not go our way, and I feel like we'd probably pout, give up. And, of course, teams are making runs and stuff like that, so it kind of looked that way. But I feel like more just whoever takes a shot or whatever doesn't go our way, just keep fighting and keep playing until the end of the game. I feel like that's been the best part about us.
Final question, Varun.
For Bub, then Tre, you talked about how you shifted from places where the offense was you to now being part of a larger system. How do you balance trying to fit in that larger system with also being aggressive?
The balance is, what can I do on this very possession to win the game? I think the balance is knowing that no matter what you can do and what you think you can do, what you have to do on that play, in that time, in that quarter, or whatever, is what you have to do, regardless of what it is, regardless if it's shooting the shot or setting the screen. You just have to do that to win. And we are starting to, BK is like, he's been echoing that. We've been echoing that to each other. So I think that's the big difference.